This one not gonna be like the last time, oh. No, na big house also. We not go here and beg, oh.
Which kind of devil is it?
When you say the cover flow, red carpet vibes. Hello guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Red Carpet Vibes on your Naija TV. My name is Moses Akerele. They call me Ogbeni Mo, the slickest wizard of talk. And today we are live on the red carpet to premiere the movie Wives on Strike, The Revolution by Omoni Oboli. Now, most people have seen the first part and they can only expect, what would the second part be like? What would the revolution be like? Well, that's why we're out here today to ask fans what they expected to say. And of course, wait till the movie is over to know what they have seen and what they think about the movie. My name again is Moses Akerele and you're watching Red Carpet Vibes on your Naija TV. Red Carpet Vibes! Guys, we have OCKG here for Wives on Strike. Yeah. What's what will happen if your wife goes on strike?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm being honest. Like, you know, you can rave and rant and be upset so much, but the truth is, you really don't know what you're going to do. So I honestly don't know. I feel like you'll find a way to dialogue and, you know, let's find what we can talk about.
Wives on Strike, but now this is the revolution. I mean, look at the cast, it's crazy. There's Tony in it, there's Chigel, there's Shola Shobawale. Yeah. Lord, what do you think this is going to be like?
I don't know, man, but there will be a lot of hilarity in it, and I'm looking forward to that. But beyond that, I guess the message will come through anyway.
So how are you feeling at the end of 2017?
I'm really feeling like, even though it's been a really difficult year for me, there are things that I did that I'm very, very happy about. So it's a good way to end the year.
Difficult? You want to shed more light on it?
Well, I mean, you want to make more money, and then there's a lot of traveling and in between your two houses and two parts of the world. So it's a hard life.
Oh, you'll be all right.
I like that.
Have a very good 2018.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Guys, we're catching up with Amanda. Amanda just returned to Nollywood after 2 years of being a mommy, solely a mommy. How's it been?
It's been amazing. That's like, besides my acting job, that's another job I love. I love being a mom.
I've been a while.
Okay. I don't know about that.
If wives should go on strike now, I just want to know, if wives should go on strike, what's that thing that can make you go on strike as a wife?
What can make me go on strike as a wife? Maybe on strike. I don't know. I don't think anything can make me go on strike.
Talk about this strike. What do you think this strike is?
This particular strike, and this one, domestic violence. Yes. So that's a serious issue that everybody, probably that is what can make me go on strike. Yes. Besides that, nothing else. Nothing else. Maybe that and infidelity. That's all. Yeah.
Did you see the first part of the movie?
The first part, yes, I did. So yeah.
What difference are you expecting in this one? This is a revolution. Carries one big name behind revolution.
Exactly, the revolution. That means we're going to see. It's going to be a lot of. The first one was a lot of wala here, lots of that. This one is going to be an outburst, and I cannot wait.
Crazy! Look! Okay, there's an additional Shola Shobawale. There's and there's Chigel.
Oh yeah, so you see, these are crazy characters. I love them. I love her. I love everybody here. They're amazing actors.
And the movie's about to start, so I'll just let you go in and don't miss any moment. I'll catch up with you after the movie to know what you think. High five. Yeah.
I forgot to mention Okafor's Law. Okafor's Law took just about 90 million naira in Nigerian cedis.
Thank you, Kene. Kene is my biggest cheerleader. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I just want to say that I know that you could have done anything with your Saturday evening, but you decided to honor me. You decided to come here and be with me and celebrate with me and my wonderful cast and crew. So thank you so much. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know everyone film. Some of you have actually been sitting in the hall for quite a bit. So please, please, please enjoy the movie and we'll talk afterwards. And make sure that when you're leaving here or while in the hall, tweet about the film, put it on Instagram, tell everyone we're going to be in cinemas from December 29th. I know Kene is going to be thinking, there she goes again, always marketing. Okay, so thank you so much. Enjoy the film. Thank you.
Joe!
kind devil is this?
My husband dey beat me. Government make una come o. Ó ti fi lulu party wa jẹ́ kó dá.
Deploy Operation 222.
This one not gonna be like the last time, oh. No, na Africa also. We not go here, beg, oh.
That is not fair.
What is not fair is my husband has a child by another woman and has known for 2 years, yet mentioned nothing about it. This is not Operation Bomo Bomo. Lock up! No, my Janglova! I go meet you for the Sewu place, eh? But the Janglova now until strike don't finish.
Babe, no worry. I know they buy this here again.
Why they strike?
Hey, don't.
No, your eye.
Hey, don't.
Hey. Every woman
Okay,
will your eye will treat the enter.
Okay. You know go this one. Half for that.
Why not take 5?
5.
Because you not
Elemi. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́lẹ̀ ni ẹ wò.
This is a very unique film because it raises some very fundamental issues in a very funny manner. We spoke about domestic violence, child marriage, gender inequality, a bit of politics. And, but I think the message is very, very clear. And I think it's a film that is destined for many awards. The year 2017 has been quite remarkable for the creative industry. I think 2018 will even yield more positive.
It's amazing that you all were with me the whole time. I didn't see anybody leave, and that just warms my heart. I was literally shaking before the movie started playing, because again, I couldn't get over the former experience, but thank God everything went very, very well. Special thank you to my cast and my crew.
Your foundation is a part of this movie, a movie that tends to tell a story that people need to understand and what to do. What was the passion that made your foundation to be a part of it? That thing that
Omoni is quite enterprising, very hardworking, and very creative. And the good thing about her movie is that it's quite purposeful, seeks to address a societal issue and problem, and that's why we felt we should support her. It's more support for enterprise, support for entrepreneurship, support for creativity, and support for someone who is fighting, using every opportunity to address the social problem we have in the society.
One more thing, sir. What is that thing that keeps pushing Tony Elumelu to want to see that people smile, that youths who probably don't have hopes can see that there's something for them?
It's because I was once in that category, and 2, because I know the potent force the youth of Nigeria and Africa possess in them, and the fact that they indeed can help to transform our continent and country if given the opportunity. I think we have not prioritized our youth, and we need to begin to change that, because countries that prioritize their youth make progress. And if we prioritize our youth and support them, it will help us to address a lot of issues. So that's why what keeps me going.
How was the movie for you?
Tony Abraham, did you see it? She was crazy. And I think Uche Jumbo did a very fantastic job. The movie in total, I loved. I loved Juliet Agus. I loved Sani Danja. I loved Kenneth. I loved Afiz Saka. Mama Shola Shobowale came 200% in this one, because every time she's talking with so much energy and authority. Yeah, you can feel it like, okay. So yeah, I think it was a good film.
So, what do you think about what this movie would do for women?
I hope it does. I hope it does get to shine a lot of light on issues that concern women. You know, and I like the way it was, should I say, attacked in the movie with a light sense, which, you know, you don't actually forget it. It's funny, but you know, you could be like, yeah, you laugh it off, but you don't forget it. It actually stays in you. And yeah, I hope like what the film is trying to get. I hope yeah, we do get to achieve that. Yeah.
Did you see the movie Wives on Strike?
Amazing movie. For me, I was right beside some friends, and I was too happy to let them know that this is an upgrade from Wives on Strike 1. Amazing storyline, makes a lot of sense, very, very contemporary. Artistically, the production, everything is A1.
All right, okay. For people who haven't seen this, give them one reason why they should come to see this.
Well, one good reason why you should see this is because it's definitely you will be entertained. It's not just a movie that, you know, typifies, you know, just coming to the movies. It's a movie that you will get to learn a few things, and the atmosphere is very serene with a lot of humor. So basically, it's going to be worth your while and every penny that you will spend.
You look like you're the lead character in this movie. The way you're glowing and everything. You look amazing. You look amazing. Like your necklace.
Thank you.
You're not just a part of this movie. The movie is about women. It tells a story, it's a movement.
Yes.
So how do you feel about being involved in the movie and coming out here today to watch what you have done?
It's amazing. I mean, we always want to be a part of something that impacts the society. At any point in our careers, you know, something that it's a movement. It's awakening people, or rather reawakening some people, for the people who are not woke yet, who are not woke, you know, about these things in the society that people are just, you know, people are leaving behind. We see these problems, we see these issues every day, but most of us just ignore them and just let things get worse. So it's time for us to take a step and do something about it. And this is what Wives on Strike is about.
A veteran, not just veteran, is the president of the Directors Guild of Nigeria. Yeah. So he's one person who can tell us about the directorial aspect of this movie that we've just seen. What do you think about it? Let's come from that angle first.
Okay, let me just remind you that DGN is the custodian of the film art of Nigeria. And what we have just experienced is the film art of Nigeria. I must say that in being a filmmaker, because there's a lot of confusion, we have a lot of filmmakers, we have few directors. But being a filmmaker means you are actually a director. You can be a producer and all of that. And the purpose of a film is to communicate with its audience. Looking at the hall today, seeing the shots, seeing the movie, the entire movie, you see that Omoni Oboli has been able to touch on certain key aspects that resonate with his audiences, and you know, and we had a good laugh. We identified with the humor without losing the message. Maybe sometimes the message was stated, but it's film. Anything can happen. Maybe the endorsements, and then you can see an effort to really express the filmmaking challenges in the environment. You could see that in order to achieve the quality of the film, Omoni Oboli had actually gone out to try and infuse endorsements into the cadences of the film. And in so many areas, he did it excellently. Just in a couple, it was too obvious. But it was an excellent display. I think the industry itself begins to benefit more and more when work like this comes out, and I give kudos to the production.
It's not every day you have people of this caliber come out to support movements like this, but we have him here today, and I just want to ask, what is it about the movie or about the producer that has brought you out here today?
Everything. So first of all, it's talking about a subject that needs to be spoken about. Secondly, it's pushing Nigerians at a level that you haven't seen before. Most times you don't hear about domestic violence, it's hidden. Secondly, you don't hear about women coming out to fight causes as they are. So those two things are very important things, and women are really pushing the boundary here.
Okay, so what are you taking home today after seeing this movie?
That you have to support. The most thing is that don't keep quiet, don't be silent. When you know about people who are doing this, let them know that they should, on the one hand, for the women, speak out, and for the men, that they must not do that.
I've Hilda Dokuba, and she's one person who can easily talk about movie, who can easily talk about Nollywood. Tell me, what do you think about the movie Wives on Strike Revolution?
Good social statement and advocacy film for me. And I think that these are very serious issues, social issues. But Omoni chose to treat it under the genre of comedy and still not take away the message from it. I like.
You like over 100? How much do you like this?
You know, I have a difficulty with scoring movies, maybe because I'm a filmmaker myself. It's a great work of art, so it will appeal to everyone differently. But I like to say I like the work, I like the approach, and I'll watch it again.
Let's put the movie by 100 now.
I would say 85 to 90%, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'd go with the missus too. Yeah.
All right, okay, I'll go with me. Just look at it. One day I'll go marry. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have the producer of the movie, and we have somebody who played a very pivotal role. She played Beatrice. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Let's start with Omoni. This is another time you've brought out a message that many people might shy away from producing. You added a bit of comedy into it, but then we didn't lose the message. How was it? How did you come about doing this? I mean, how did it happen that you wanted to shoot something like this and you didn't want them to lose the message? I mean, if it's too serious, people won't like it. But then you're able to bring comedy into it. How did it all happen?
Well, I love to laugh. Everyone knows that. So that's why I make a lot of comedy movies. But then even though we're entertainers and our job is to entertain, we're also supposed to educate, right? So for me, making a movie is also about educating the public. So it's a very thin line. It's a very thin line. It's so easy to miss it, you know. So by God's grace, I'm kind of always able to walk that thin line to make sure that even though we have a lot of laughs, it's funny and everybody's roaring in the hall, we don't lose the message or the messages that we're trying to pass across.
And you've been able to bring young girls, young women to understand what this message is. How was it for you? I mean, as a young lady, how is it for you being on this project and playing that kind of vital role that you played?
It was wonderful. It was a very, very mind-blowing opportunity, and I'm still very, very grateful to Omoni Oboli. But still, I say it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Everything was just, the emotions, everything was wonderful.
All right. Somehow you're an ambassador for this. Do you realize that?
Yes. I do.
Okay, so what is your message to young people, for generally to people, domestic violence? What is your message on it?
I say, don't let it in. Don't keep it in. Let it out. Let people know. Problem shared, the problem half solved.
So, ma'am, back to you. We know there are a lot of sponsors that are part of the movie, but what is the next step? This movie is not just a movie; it's a movement. So, what is the next step after this premiere?
Well, it's a topic that a lot of people shy from, you know, but fortunately, it's kind of come to the fore in the last couple of months, as in even celebrities, you know, reported domestic violence against them, and everyone is talking about it now. So which means the movie is right on time for this. So I'm praying and I'm hoping that we can use this film and work with organizations who work with domestic violence victims, you know, so they understand that they can actually talk about it. It's not a taboo. You know, help is available if you can just speak. The whole problem is the bottling it all in, so they just feel, oh, we can talk about it, let me just take it, which is why, if you notice, I brought a young girl into it. Because what ends up happening is, most times when a child witnesses violence, especially a girl, witnesses violence against her mom, when she grows up, she accepts it, especially when the mom does nothing about it. She accepts it as a norm. So if that kind of situation happens to her, her spouse or her lover or whatever starts to beat her, she thinks, if my mom couldn't say anything, who am I? If my mom couldn't do anything about it, who am I? So she sucks it in, which is why we needed a young girl's voice to say it is wrong. Don't do it. You know.
Message, deep movement, guys. You need to be a part of it. Support this movement. Support it any day, anytime. Domestic violence is very wrong. Don't do it. Don't harbor it. Don't hide it. Thank you very much, man, for having me.
Thank you.
Wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work, and you see 5-year-old, 6-year-old already on the streets, hawking, exposed to all sorts of dangers at that age. Sexual assault, rape, ritual, murder. So we really need to take a serious look at this the way we treat the kids, we treat our women, we treat our children. So, and this is why I think this film might look very funny. It's very entertaining, but it actually speaks to serious issues in a manner that I think, in a manner that touches all of us. That's why I said that this film is destined to win many awards.
Right guys, like I said before during my chat with Omoni, this is not just a movie, it is a movement. Wives on Strike, the revolution. At this point in time where people are talking about domestic violence, where it has done a lot of harm in our society, this is one good time for this movie to come out. So you should come out and say it, get the message, and don't forget to laugh as much as you can, because it's a comedy, but don't forget to get the message as well. My name is Moses Akerele and you have been watching Rekape Vibes on your Naija TV. Till I ever come away next time, keep it with us every time on our social media platform. Our address is scrolling on your screen right now, so don't miss any moment from us. Until next time, I'm out.
Which kind of devil is this?
My husband did beat me. Eh?
Deploy Operation 222.
This one not gonna be like the last time, oh. No, bring us also. We not go here and beg, oh.
That is not fair.
What is not fair is my husband has a child by another woman and has known for 2 years, yet mentioned nothing about it. This is not Operation Bomo Bomo. Lock up!
No, my Janglova! I go meet you for this year place, eh? But the Janglova now to strike don't finish.
Babe, no worry. I know they buy this year again.
Why they strike?
Hey, don't.
Hey,
don't. Hey.
Every woman when
okay,
you your eye go the trick they enter.
Okay. You know go this one. Half for that.
Why not take 5?
5.
Because you like
Elemi, ọmọ ẹlẹ́lẹ̀ ni ẹ wò.
Kukuma, help me with this transaction.
You want me mad? I won't run. We won't run. Go where?
This can't now. Now, devil walk.
And then we too, we go to our own. As long as we don't they go like this, we go don't tell them say, no, as they go, devil they go use us.
Yeah, somebody else.
Humble Smith.
Mr. Jim
you don't find out.
Let the people done the ask. Now which Baba do the jazz? Shady Baba do well for me. Now my life is done better. Not because I suffer fast. Not because I pray and fast. No be your show, no be jazz. Akwachi. Daily bossinachi. I'm no kwa bossinachi. One man bossinachi.
Are you going down?
Are we going down?
We they go down.
We are going up. Lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, àní lọlẹ̀.
Abamina, will they strike?
Don't tell me that. Don't join bad gang.